This is one of those odd situations, right? Because I was kicking up shit like Jesus. This was like last year when we found out that certain payment processors were pulling out of I think like Pixiv or like another type of a site that specifies in like anime, and obviously they drew hentai on there and all that. And these payment processors are moving away from them, and the argument was brand safety. I'm like, okay, right? I mean, they're still like on Pornhub. These payment processors, they operate on Twitter, VGen, right? A place where I'm getting my art. So they operate on these other sites that allow porn, Discord, but some Japanese site somewhere just had them pull out. And I think this was along with this greater attack on anime as a culture, on anime as a product, because in my opinion is okay, if you can't compete, well, at best you can do is either lower everyone else to your common denominator or try to quash competition. But now we're at this point where payment processors are legitimately going after like anime and things of the such, like PayPal and Patreon, I think. Oh, yeah, and they're doing this again. They'll say brand safety. They'll say, "Oh, we're trying to protect the kids," but at the end of the day, this is just payment processors coming between the consumer and what they want. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these payment processors hire Karens, right? So the type of people that care more about what everyone else is doing. They utilize a very human emotion of disgust, but they seek out things that they don't like and they weaponize their disgust. It becomes a pathology. Like, whereas normal grown ass adults can understand weird things exist, we can also understand that, okay, maybe, yeah, there's some weird fucking anime out there, but clearly it's not all the anime, right? Or clearly people don't, people can watch an anime and see a panty shot and be like, oh, well, that's kind of weird. Simply because the enjoyment you get from the anime burns brighter than the weird shit without, right? Did I explain it well? Nah, I usually fail to explain things the right way because most people, they have their opinions and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, they refuse to back down. They refuse, even if it's something they legitimately don't care about, surprisingly. They'll have an opinion and they'll just plant their feet there. So now there's a petition on change.org, and I think Elon Musk also retweeted this, tell Mastercard, Visa, and activist groups stop controlling what we can watch, read, or play. I 100% agree with this, right? It is not up to Mastercard or Visa or these like Karens online whose entire job it is. This is why they make money, to look at the things you like and be like, no, you're not allowed to do that. Right? Like, who the fuck are you to tell me what I can and can't enjoy? Fuck off. Mastercard, Visa are inferring with legal entertainment, often under pressure for advocacy groups like Collective Shout. We demand an end to the censorship of fiction and the right to choose the stories we enjoy without moral policing. Yeah. And people are moving to like anime. People are moving to these forms of entertainment because American entertainment has shat the bed and seeded all this ground. And you have Eastern entertainment coming up. So games from China, games from South Korea, anime from Japan, VTubers, right? Like if you're going to seed ground in, the football field of entertainment, well, obviously other forms are going to take its place. And okay, is there weird fucking anime? Absolutely, right? But I'm gonna hit you with the cold hard logic, cold hard calculative facts. If you don't like it, make a better product. Do what Hollywood used to do, what American entertainment used to do, right? And put forward better entertainment, right? Because America created this idea that, okay, you can identify with the entertainment and along with other people that share said entertainment, like gamers, right? You had metalheads, you had the goths, and yeah, these were very small subcultures and were obviously attacked within America because, again, the same type of individuals, like, I'm gonna stop, even thinking about what people believe in their ideologies and simply look at the way they act. Like, there is that specific type of individual that would rather weaponize their disgust against things they don't care about, things that don't, bother them, interest them, they don't even intersect with, but because they feel they have this moral imperative, they will go after these things, right? The Karens, the people that will say, "Oh, kids nowadays don't go out or do anything," but then they see kids skateboarding and they call the fucking police. It's like, my brother in Christ, I know what's happening. I know what's going on. And right now, it's odd that right wingers are allowing this culture, and they're actually agreeing with it. Like, I see right wingers agreeing that, yeah, Mastercard and Visa should absolutely do this. The people that are all for freedom, right? And I agree, yeah. I'm all for freedom too. I'm not the type of person that utilizes people's values against them, right? But, I'm looking at your playbook and you're like, okay, yeah, risks exist, but should we allow multi-billion-dollar company to dictate what people do? Okay, maybe you're fine with it happening to things you don't care about. But what happens if it's the things you do, right? Mastercard and Visa have increasingly used their financial control to press their platforms into censoring illegal fiction and content, entire genres of book, games, films, and artworks being demonetized or deplatformed. Not because they're illegal, but because they offend the personal values of executives or activist groups. Yeah, like, how many, works of fiction, works of art that, again, aren't illegal, but are having to be changed just to fit, the censors, the people whose entire job it is to look at things and be like, that's not allowed. And it's a very comfy, cushy job with very little, actual legitimate work. Like, you're not creating anything. You're not working together. I guess you're working together with other activists to achieve a goal. But nothing's being created, nothing's being produced, except this idea of Karenism and censorship. Like, I guess that's the product, right? But, I hate this timeline. I hate that as a product. And I think nowadays there's enough laws, at least revolving around fiction. There's enough, like, you have the ESRB, which is fine, but then you have an entire Bible of other laws and rules you have to contend with, right? And, like for example, alcohol. If your game has alcohol, there are certain countries that you are not allowed to sell your game to, right? If it has drugs, even if it's in for mature, for grown-ass adults, if you have those things, there's countries where you're just not allowed to sell it, right? And when I say we have enough laws, I'm not saying, new laws can't prop up, can't be agreed upon. But see, that's the thing, right? We need to agree upon them, right? No, you're not going to impose your rules and values on people like everyone's a child and you have this enlightened fucking mindset. No, you have to actually negotiate with people. These same payment processes allow platforms like OnlyFans to operate with minimal oversight, despite multiple credible reports of lawsuits alleging the presence of real sexual abuse content involving real life minors that is criminal failure of responsibility. Yet, when it comes to entirely fictional depictions, these same companies act swiftly, shutting down creators, restricting access, and acting as a global censor. Yeah, and this tells people that they don't actually care, right? Like they're trying to go for the low-hanging fruit, the easy wins, the things that the Karens don't like, but clear. And I doubt like any of the Texas lawmakers, for example, actually care about Pornhub and protecting your kids, right? As like the collective your kids, they probably care about their particular kids, but not yours because most of them obviously have stocks in Pornhub. Some of them probably even fucking watch it, and you're forcing me to defend something I legitimately just don't care about. Like you're forcing me to defend Pornhub against this culture, this dark timeline that I absolutely hate. Can I sign this? Sign petition. Fuck yeah, boy. I have to sign in to sign it. I don't fucking know. Oh, okay, I've already signed. Yeah, so there you go. There's my signature. Yeah, see, knocked it up to 18. Oh, I think a couple more people signed. But I think this is just a good thing. Like this is people coming together and being like, no, like this has to stop here, right? We're not going to try using this just to benefit us, because usually when censorship happens, it usually will begin with things you don't care about or things how you're even probably against. Like I'm 100% against Pornhub and OnlyFans, right? But I personally think OnlyFans is a very humbling experience, for young women. There's things and situations which requires humbling experiences for people, so they completely understand that you're not the top shit, right? And OnlyFans is definitely one of those. Like, let's think critically here. Imagine you're just some young girl and you think you're the hot shit. So you start an OnlyFans with this under expectation that, oh, well, I'm going to get a lot of money. You open that can of worms, you open that Pandora's box, and then you do it, and you find out you're competing with women that are a hell of a lot hotter than you, a hell of a lot better than you, right? And you're getting absolutely, like you're showing your fucking pussy asshole online, and you're not and nothing's happening, right? No one's clicking. Very humbling experience. So no, I don't think OnlyFans. Like I'm a very, what's the word, right? I'm a very accepting human being that weird shit's going to exist, weird shit's going to happen, right? Things that I don't agree should exist, but are going to exist regardless, and I don't want them to go away. I can only affect the people and around me. I can't affect everyone else in the world. But obviously, the censors, they don't think like that. They think that they can just impose upon everyone else, and that just be all right. Well, I'm signing this just to say, no, you can't. Now, will this do anything? Probably not. But let's just let's just get the ball rolling, shall we? But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Peace.